So I was driving home from the podcast studio. My boyfriend's driving. He doesn't know LA. He's navigating somewhere, and we're trying to go to a restaurant and blah blah blah. And we're on a like 5-lane highway. So people are going 70 miles an hour. And he just like stops with no blinker. He just stops and then he changes lanes. I'm leaned back, which is unusual for me. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm literally reclined back, like answering emails, doing work because I had been podcasting all day. And I hear this like honk, and then another car honk, and then a third car honk, like 3 people very angry. Seemingly my life is now in danger. Right. Seemingly my friend's very expensive car is now in danger. And
more importantly,
I'm like, we're not insured for driving. Like I go into full fight or flight, like feel my nervous system do it. And I'm actively in this like healing the father wound. I'm actively trying to stop emasculating every man around me because I can do it all myself. And so I was just like, I just sat in the fight or flight. I sat in the upset and I was just like, just feel it, Emily, like just feel it. And I was like, I am safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. This car is fine. I am safe. And I just tried to like let myself watch this reaction instead of like what I usually would have done. And then finally we got to the restaurant and I don't know what I'm looking for here. Thanks for listening. I just look at him and I was like, I would like to drive home. And he said, okay. And then I got in the car and I drove
you get a D-.
home. Yeah, D-. So like, would you have just let him drive even though you actually felt like unsafe in that moment?
No. This is where the nuance comes in, right? So I actually think that in driving, it sounds so mundane and trivial. Like, why would that be significant? When you are driving with a man, okay, so let's say your partner but it could even be, this comes up for me if I'm in an Uber and I have a male Uber driver. Like I often will be like, no, turn here. And really holding myself as I feel that impulse to micromanage, but not, right? Because there's a bit of a gaslight when you tell yourself I'm safe and you don't feel safe. That's like when we were kids, we were told like, you're okay. But they're like, no, I'm not fucking okay. I'm not okay. Look at me.
Yeah.
So what I have found to be the most, I don't know, like actually tangibly effective work in these moments is to like actually validate in ways, like interest myself in the part that is sounding the alarm, right? Rather than trying to coerce that part into agreeing that everything is fine. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, everything actually is fine. You look around, you feel your butt in the chair, your back, you orient to the here and now, and everything most of the time is fine, even when those alarms are going off, right? Mm-hmm. So when we make the parts that are sounding the alarm bad and wrong, they don't get that gaze, they don't get the attention that would allow them to be reassigned a different role. They're still behind the curtain, right? So if you're interested in that part, right? So it's almost like if you imagine looking inside of your torso, like for me, I'm like, you can like feel where the part lives and you can look at it and you can just sort of be like, I'm with you. I see that this is like not okay. Something is not okay right now. Tell me what's not okay. Like, tell me more. And that kind of curious orientation, it just alleviates some of the pressure that I think that part would otherwise feel to act and commandeer and dominate in a situation that it seems like we would feel safer to take the wheel. But my allegation is that it's actually cumulatively, sort of generally a less safe world when you have to drive home. And so of course I'm joking that like, there's no wrong thing to do, because also honoring your needs and meeting your needs, including if that's that you don't feel safe with somebody else driving. But I would say that if in our partnerships we look at, if I could never say, it sounds again silly, but if I could never say a word in the car with my man again, would I still drive with him? It's like a metaphor, right? Mm-hmm. Like the men that we choose, in my opinion, should be men that we can fall asleep like, babies in the passenger seat with no problem. Again, metaphorically, but also literally. So if, I choose a man that I feel the need to micromanage in the car, then do I trust him to drive in life? And is that kind of polarity available? And not everybody's interested in a polarized relationship. So I'm only speaking to, right, that aspiration to experience like the kind of caretaking, leadership, guidance, and, responsibility for vigilant assessment of the safety of a situation that a man might take in a relationship with a woman, and relative to a woman, to allow her to, soften into her creative, connected, flowy way of being, and to reveal through her body her heart wisdom, like as Data calls it, her the navigational compass that is her feelings and her emotions. So all of that is to say that I got to a place where I, again, as somebody who was in a default comportment towards the world, that the world is not trustworthy, nobody really is. Oh my God, I just had like an intrusive thought of my Italian grandmother saying, can trust, can trust. Like she literally would say that to me when I was a kid. What does that mean? I don't know.
Trust what? God, nature, the universe?
All of it.
Men.
You can't. So again, the plot twist is that you don't have to trust anyone. You don't have to trust your partner. You don't have to trust people in the world. Like you don't have to like figure out whether somebody's trustworthy. I know I thought you were, but you weren't. If you trust yourself, if you know how to discern through the sensations in your body, and I know you know this, but that something is a yes or a no, and you follow through on that and you listen to it, then you can be around a sociopath or a lover and you've got you.
Mm-hmm.